Come watch another Tubi movie with us starring April Jones, Omarion's baby mama, and the girl who fumbled Tay Diggs. One evening, while Letitia is on patrol with a colleague Thomas, they receive a call concerning a possible trespasser. Both cops already know who this person is. It's Crazy Vicky. She's homeless, and it's not the first time she's been trespassing in that neighborhood. It's late, so Letitia takes her to a nearby shelter. Maggie receives her, and although Letitia is nice to her, Vicky don't care. Maggie sure is happy to have seen Thomas that night, though.
Be seeing you. You too, Thomas.
Maggie, the type of woman to be on her knees for just two men, God and a man in uniform. Thomas wonders why Letitia cares so much about Vicky. In her defense, she almost ended up like Vicky, running from one foster home to another, but thanks to her late husband, her narrative changed. Now she fears her daughter Casey might not be so lucky, as she's been skipping classes, but Thomas reassures Letitia that it's just a phase and that Casey will come around. The next morning, Letitia arrives home after completing her night shift, and Casey doesn't even greet her. She's pissed about being grounded, especially during homecoming week. When Letitia tries to talk some sense into her, she ignores and leaves for school. Then her friend Juan stops by the house with his brother Ricky to pick her up because they found a new home they can break into, and Casey is game. Elsewhere, Jacob Long and his wife are waking up late. I'm sure they had a long night with Jacob's long schlong. They prepare to leave for work. Over breakfast, he brings up an old friend, William, who claims to have proof that could destroy his company, and William is hoping that Jacob can use his job as a reporter to expose the company. The so-called evidence is a wristwatch, but Jacob brushed it off, thinking William is wacko. Just outside, Juan and his friends park, waiting for Jacob's family to leave. As soon as they do, Juan and Casey sneak inside to begin their operation. At first, everything goes well, until two secret agents disguised as electricians show up. Back on the road, Jacob learns that William is dead, shot minutes after he gave the watch away. Things aren't adding up, so Jacob turns around and heads home. Upon reaching there, the front doors open, and the two agents, Penn and Cruz, greet him calmly. But he brushes past them and heads straight for the watch. Inside, Casey hides silently in the living room, trying to stay undetected. But everything changes when both agents let themselves in and inject Jacob with Ozempic. Weak and reeling, Jacob realizes they're the ones who killed William. When asked if William gave him any information, Jacob lies, and Agent Penn is frustrated. That's when Juan panics and bolts for the door, but Agent Cruz takes him down instantly, and he's gone. However, both agents are unaware that Jacob gave Casey the wristwatch while they were distracted. Then, it all ends fast. Penn finishes Jacob off with a deadly shot of Manjaro, while Cruz walks out and puts a bullet in Ricky's head. They leave Jacob's corpse behind and exit the building with the others to dispose of them properly. Afterwards, Penn is shocked to receive intel that someone witnessed their operation. That afternoon, Letitia jolts to the police station to find out what's going on. Her boss tells her everything, including the part where Casey was part of a break-in. He advises her to get a good lawyer and ensure that Casey cooperates with the police. When Letitia finally sees Casey, she's pissed. She warned her to stay away from Juan because police and Mexicans aren't the best of friends at the moment. Now Letitia blames herself for everything. A teary-eyed Casey tells her that some secret agents killed Jacob and her friends, but Letitia thinks she's lying. Not until Cruz and Penn arrive at the station disguised as FBI agents. The moment Casey IDs them as the killers, Letitia sneaks her out of the station. She puts Casey's phone in a random car and runs to her car. Casey should have ditched that wig while she had it. Letitia tells Casey to give her the watch, but she refuses. She says Jacob gave it to her and said to make sure the agents didn't get it. Letitia is furious, but she drives home anyway to pack her bags and get a measly amount of money in the secret stash. While at it, Penn and Cruz arrive, and this time they're going for the kill. That's when Letitia and Cruz get into it. There's some Kill Bill sheet. It's intense, and although Letitia's head is smacked a couple times, she beats the shit out of Cruz. Then the alopecious man comes in to support, but Letitia and Casey sprint off to the car to escape. Elsewhere, Michael, the CEO of Reliant, the same company William worked at, gets on a call with a politician concerning a security breach at his facility. Michael says his agents are containing the situation, but the politician makes it clear that nothing must be traced to him if things go south. Turns out what William hid in that watch could bring everything crashing down. That evening, Letitia and Casey arrive at the shelter, and Maggie lets them in, no questions asked. But Crazy Vicky thinks something is up, and she keeps close tabs on them. Later, Letitia and Casey's faces are all over the news with a large bounty on their heads. Maggie sees this and confronts Letitia immediately, but she wants no part of her BS and says she needs to leave at dawn. Vicky overhears their conversation. However, Lester, a creepy old man, contacts the feds and snitches, hoping to get the reward money. I bet he the same one that gave Mario's brother up. Later, Vicky wakes Letitia and asks what's up. Letitia tells her everything. She then tells Letitia to get Casey because she's sure the agents are after her already. Not long after, some agents arrive at the shelter posing as FBI agents. Lester ignores Maggie and leads them to Letitia's room, but their targets have escaped to the basement already. Below, Vicky opens her drawer containing cash, guns, and other weapons, leaving Letitia utterly shocked. When an agent shows up, Vicky gets in a brutal fight with him, and although he's very skilled, Vicky almost knocks him out. It's only when Letitia joins the fight that they're able to handle him. Oh, to be upgrading their stunt budget. Then Vicky trips the fire alarm to cause a diversion so they can escape. She then hacks into a car and drives off undetected with Letitia and Casey. Back at the shelter, Cruz pieces things together and realizes that Letitia had some help. She learns about Vicky and sends her picture to HQ for identification. Meanwhile, Vicky stops at a restaurant to get something for the girls to eat. Vicky says the secret agents from earlier are called naturalists, high-level assassins trained to eliminate their target by making it look like they died of natural causes. So why they kill Ricky Boy with a gun? Vicky knows them too well because she used to be on the opposite side. She was a preservationist, a secret unit trained to protect government assets and keep them alive. Knowing the naturalists so well, Vicky realizes that Letitia has something they want, which is the watch. Casey tells her about it and asks why she bothers to help them. That's when Vicky says that Letitia helped her out for 2 years when she thought she was homeless, and now it's her turn to return the favor. Later, Cruz IDs Vicky and realizes who she is, but she's supposed to be dead. As for Lester the snitch, his reward is an Ozempic overdose. Should have never snitched on one of your own. The next morning, Vicky stops by a shop to investigate the watch, but everything about it appears ordinary. She tells Letitia, though she suspects that top assassins wouldn't go after it if it were just a regular watch. Then she decides to drop the girls at her safe house, where they'll be off the grid. She shows them around and tells them to get comfortable while she prepares to interrogate Mrs. Long, Jacob's wife, to get more intel about the watch. Letitia is grateful and happy to have someone like Vicky around. That afternoon, disguised as a detective, Vicky meets Mrs. Long. Damn, Vicky Foyne. She shows her the watch and learns that William gave it to Jacob. William was a lab tech and worked at a big pharmaceutical company, but he was mentally ill. The other day, he stopped by spouting a conspiracy about his job. Mrs. Long still thinks William was deluded, but Vicky knows better. In the meantime, Letitia asks Casey why she collected the watch from Jacob. Casey says she saw that Jacob had a family, and because he wasn't going to see them again, she had to do right by him. Shocked, Letitia hugs her and says she's proud of her. Back at Jacob's place, Mrs. Long says she'll not press charges on Casey for breaking in. She's thankful she did, because if she didn't, her husband would have spent his last moments alone. She's in tears. Their meeting ends and Vicky's next stop is William's apartment. Once in, the naturalists spot her via a camera and deploy a unit to keep her busy. Regardless, Vicky knocks the first woman out and shoots an extinguisher to inhale some vibes. As for the others, she brutally handles them without breaking a sweat. Are these naturalists actually assassins, or are they naturally just bad? Vicky's plot armor is so intense that she reacts faster than a speeding bullet and blocks a shot with a frying pan, multiple times. That evening, she returns home and reveals all her findings to Letitia and Casey. Letitia is shocked that William is dead. Cops said it was a suicide. She's even more shocked when she learns that the CEO of Reliant has a wife who serves in Congress as a senator. It all makes sense now, as it's clear that the couple have the money and power to deploy the naturalists. Plus, it's another senator who's after the watch. She mentions William had a coworker, Alana, and they were pretty close, so she wants to get answers from her. Elsewhere, the naturalists manage to track Vicky's car via satellite. Immediately, Michael orders Penn to handle her and make sure anyone affiliated with the watch is gone by morning. That night, while Casey is asleep, the two get close. Are they gonna scissor? Vicky says she chose to act homeless to protect her family. Back then, on one of her missions, she protected a widower from a Russian threat and got him back to the country. But she ended up liking his D and caught feelings. When she was abducted on a mission, it hit her that love wasn't meant for her. So after escaping, she faked her own death to protect her family. Now, even though they've moved on, she occasionally stalks them to get a glimpse of happiness. That's when Letitia realizes why Vicky was always trespassing in a particular neighborhood. Suddenly, Vicky learns that the secret agents are onto her, so she ditches her house and drops the girls at Thomas's place while she heads off to see Alana. Thomas welcomes them, but unfortunately, of course, he has ties with the naturalists. In the meantime, Vicky sneaks into Alana's house and threatens to dispose of her if she screams. She asks about William's watch, and when a scared Alana inspects it, she realizes that William hid encoded binary information on the watch's crystal. Luckily for Vicky, Alana knows how to decipher it. Little does she know that Thomas is dead. Penn killed him and abducted the girls. When Alana finishes decoding the crystal, Vicky learns that William was researching an additive scheduled to be included in children's new cold medicine. It's a bacterium that can cause a pandemic, and Michael's firm has already worked on a cure so his company can make trillions of dollars. Yeah, good luck trying to get the public to take medicine produced so quickly. It all makes sense now why Michael wants the watch destroyed. However, Vicky receives a call and learns that Letitia and Casey have been abducted. She's to meet Penn at a secure location and turn over the watch if she wants the girls to live. Despite the threat, Vicky remains calm and asks Alana for an EMP. Pissed, she races to the secure site, single-handedly takes out a death squad, and activates an EMP that fries all circuits. Then Penn sends Cruz after Vicky, tells her to secure the watch before eliminating her. When Cruz finally faces Vicky, she tosses her gun aside, thinking Vicky is an easy target. However, she finds out the hard way when Vicky beats her to a pulp and kicks her vag. After that, Vicky finds Penn and the girls and surrenders the watch, but without the crystals. When asked for it, she creates a diversion, allowing a tied-up Letitia to kick Penn out of the way. When he recovers, Vicky engages in a brutal fight with him, and although she's swift, she almost loses her life. It's not until Letitia and Casey step in to help that she's able to take the bladed man down for good. The next day, news of Reliance scandal spreads fast, and because of it, Michael is killed by nationalists, right in front of his helpless wife. Meanwhile, Vicky and the girls find peace at the shelter. Vicky and Letitia bump each other, and I think they finna scissor. However, they're unaware they're being watched. Grieving and full of rage, Michael's wife stares at them through tear-filled eyes, vowing to make them pay for her husband's death. Oh, so we getting a sequel? What did you guys think of this one? A bit of an improvement for Tubi, I think.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.